Homosexuals have made their way back into the news this week as California, Arizona, and Florida voted to ban same-sex marriage on November 4th. With movies such as Brokeback Mountain, Lord of the Rings, and Troy promoting homosexuality, there are more confused human relationships than ever. Riots have erupted in gay communities across California over the outcome of Proposition 8. Unwilling to accept defeat, word of taking the proposition to the Supreme Court has been on the tips of everyone's tongues. Speaking with us today is Dr. Dick Craven. Dr. Craven has come up with a revolutionary idea that may change the world as we know it.
Thank you, Kelly. Now, it is not the homosexuals' impure thoughts that trouble society today, but rather the gay actions. That is why I have come up with the Ethical Redirector. Built of high-grade stainless steel, the Ethical Redirector is a chastity undergarment for people suffering themselves with unchaste actions. Built for males and females, the Ethical Redirector fits snugly around one's waist and locks at the hip. Even urination does not require unlocking. Built into the crotch is an extended sphere for discharge. And the Ethical Redirector comes standard with 6 small cleaning nozzles to attach to the water syringe for easy cleanup. With an oval opening at the posterior, you can perform defecation and clean normally.
That is truly an ingenious conception, Dick.
Kelly, if homosexuals are allowed to marry now, then in a year down the road, people will be marrying cats, dogs. A year after that, people will be marrying trees. What will happen then? We won't be able to cut down the trees because they will be somebody's spouse. How will we build our homes, furniture, gun racks, clogs, or those life-size wooden cars I have grown so fond of?
Good point, Dick. So, will gay marriage weaken and undermine the institution of holy matrimony?
Almost certainly, Kelly. If gay marriages were to be legalized, it would be almost definite that heterosexuality in general would be wiped off the face of the earth. The Pope himself has said, and I quote, "If those faggots gain the right to marry, I'm straight piecing out of this bitch," which religious communities have taken to mean that if the propositions pass, the Pope plans to leave the earth on his holy spacecraft, heaven-bound, to his community on the moon nicknamed God's Harvest Moon.
That is very interesting, Dick. So, what is next? During the Black rights movements in the 50s and 60s, Christianity made an effort to straighten out the matter. But when blacks gained the right to vote and their numbers were far too great to ignore, their political power grew. Today we have a black president, and African Americans make up almost 15% of the United States. With homosexuality on the rise, will the same political power grow with homosexuals?
Kelly, I'm a doctor. I don't know much about politics, or black people for that matter. But let me just ask you this. If people were supposed to be gay, why can't a man in a man or a woman in a woman produce a child? The devil takes away our rights to conceive. That is why I am convinced that infertile people also must be devil worshippers.
You may be onto something there, Dick. When we return, why Islamic terrorists hate freedom.